What's up, friend, and welcome back to another video here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzlle, and today we're going to have a look at Sephiroth Sacrifice. Now, I know some of you guys have probably been waiting on this one. If you've watched me before on the Arena channel, or you know my content outside of the Arena channel, you know how much of a fan of Sacrifice I am. And of course, Sephiroth is kind of like a dream come true for me, because I've been looking for great Sacrifice payoff cards for so long, and Sephiroth is exactly that. So we have a really cool Orzhov Raise the Past shell here to really take advantage of the card and see if it can get that really cool Sephiroth flip happen and take over games. So Sephiroth is a 3-mana, 3/3 legendary creature, and when Sephiroth enters your attacks, you may sacrifice another creature if you do draw a card. Now, whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, and this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn. You get to transform Sephiroth into Sephiroth One-Winged Angel, which is a 5/5 flying creature with Supernova, and as this creature transforms into Sephiroth One-Winged Angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures, and if you do, draw that many cards. So Sephiroth basically not only being a way to get cards, and also being a kind of like blood artist, which could eventually give you an emblem that's just permanently going to be on the battlefield, that gives you the blood artist effect, is everything you could ever wish for as a Sacrifice enjoyer. So Sephiroth, we are happy to have you now to really take advantage of the card. That's what we're trying to do. A lot of Sacrifice outlets. We have something like Bartholomew, a 2-mana 2/1, where you sacrifice another creature or artifact and you put a 1/1 counter on Bartholomew. What makes Bartholomew so strong is that Bartholomew is a free sacrifice outlet. So you can sacrifice however many creatures you have available. If you get to that 4 creatures threshold, you can transform Sephiroth and take advantage of it. So something like Bartholomew is really good. We also still have Zehur Glorious Past in here as another sacrifice outlet. Even though Zehur only sacrifices once each turn, it's still really good because it has the surveilling going for us, which is really important in here. And also with max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token, which turns all of your creatures into more sacrifice fodder, which is perfect for a flip Sephiroth or for a Bartholomew, and especially when you have all these sacrifice payoff triggers, which we have many of, like Vengeful Blood Witch. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life, and Ashlizzlle Core, whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life, and whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So both Sephiroth, Ashlizzlle Core, and Vengeful Blood Witch are basically payoff for us sacrificing, as they do a little bit of gain and a little bit of a drain. Then we have Bartholomew and Zehur as sacrifice outlets, Sephiroth as well, flexible enough. And then we have to talk about that surveilling, like I said, which has synergy with Raise the Past, but also getting to our important combo pieces. Raise the Past is kind of like the explosive bomb turn of the deck. Raise the Past is a 4-mana sorcery where you return all creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's basically returning everything in here minus Sephiroth. But if you can fill up your graveyard and then cast Raise the Past and get all those cards back, get all these ETB triggers and sacrifice triggers, you're almost guaranteed to win the game. I mean, I don't think I've ever cast a Raise the Past that was a solid one and lost. Now, obviously, Raise the Past is a bit vulnerable because it is relying on the graveyard, and graveyard hate is pretty popular in best of 3. There are ways for us to survive. We have Cathar Commandos as ways to get rid of artifacts and enchantments. We have the Restless to also interact with the hand. And there's also still ways to win without Raise the Past, right? You don't have to have a graveyard active for Sephiroth to do crazy things. I mean, a Rip is kind of the exception to that, but if your opponent has a Ghost Vacuum, you can still get a lot of Sephiroth triggers, flip Sephiroth, and still win a game with the gain and drain effects of Sephiroth, Ashlizzlle Core, and Vengeful Blood Witch. So to surveil a lot of cards into the graveyard and get to the right pieces we need, something like Snarling Gorehound is really good. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you get the surveil 1. Now, nearly everything in here is power 2 or less, so you get the surveil of nearly every creature you have. Dark Confidant is also an absolute banger in here. It's called reprinted in Final Fantasy. 2-mana 2/1, at the beginning of your upkeep, you reveal the top card of your library and put the card into your hand. You lose life equal to its mana value. So the Snarling Gorehound and the Zehur Glorious Past surveilling is really nice for filling up the graveyard, getting to your combo pieces, but also it's a great way for you to manipulate Dark Confidant. Now, the average mana value in the deck is 1.9, so most often in this deck you're taking 1 or 2 points of damage off the Dark Confidant, but if you can surveil a land on top or something, or surveil something a bit weaker to the top so the Dark Confidant doesn't really hurt you, that's a great way to manipulate the card and get good value out of it. And then again, a lot of life gain potential in the deck as well. So Dark Confidant fits perfectly into this deck list. There's also some cool turns with the Forsaken Miner. The Forsaken Miner is a 1-mana 2/2. It cannot block, and whenever you commit a crime, you can pay black mana if you do return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's a great card to surveil into the graveyard, and many ways for it to bring it back out, as cards like Sephiroth and Vengeful Blood Witch all commit crimes, because you target an opponent. So you can bring the Forsaken Miner back with a trigger of those. Also something like Annihilating Glare, which is removal in the deck list, where you sacrifice an artifact or a creature to destroy a target creature or planeswalker. It's committing a crime, so you can get your Forsaken Miner back as you do it. But the greatest thing about Annihilating Glare too is that it has really nice Sephiroth synergy, because in Annihilating Glare, you sacrifice something yourself, you destroy something from your opponent, so that's 2 Sephiroth triggers. You only have 2 left to get to the flip that you're trying to get to. And that's kind of what we're working with. Starting Town has also been really nice in here. Really makes it so that the mana is just basically like flawless. We shouldn't have any difficulties casting whatever we need at any point in the game. It's a fantastic land from Final Fantasy, where you can basically pay 1 life and add 1 mana of any color. And like the life gain in the deck list makes up for the life loss from something like Starting Town and the other pain lands. And that's really what we're working with, like a really solid Orzhov Sacrifice deck list. Sephiroth fits in beautiful in here. Dark Confidant has also been really nice. It's just a great like card advantage like piece. And I know you guys will enjoy this one. So let's dive right into gameplay here, and let's see if Sephiroth Sacrifice can get it done. But of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. There's a lot of other fantastic creators on here that make really cool videos, so you don't want to miss out on that. And if you want to see more of my own content, I post daily over on my own YouTube channel as well for MTG Arena like standard content. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Okay, we're on the play. We love to see it. And we get a 1-lander, but it is a Starting Town, and we do have 4 1-drops. We could take a risk. And then once we get the 2, we get the Zahir Glorious Pass, who will allow us to like surveil. I'm gonna go for it. What's life without a little bit of risk? We are playing 22 lands, which is should be completely fine for this deck list. Let's go ahead and we'll just start off with Nesting Bot, see if we can get that speed going here. Because if we ever get the Zahir and we can get Zahir into like Start Your Engines range, we'd be very happy. We're not there yet though. We're not there yet though. Just gotta hope that we hit these land drops. Okay. Well, speed 2 already. Coppercoat Vanguard, that's cool. Okay, we may be safe. That's a Concealed Courtyard. So I could set up Bob, or I could just go Zahir. I mean, I probably want Zahir because it'll allow me to surveil, see if we can get the Sephiroth. We can swing here. Whatever gets blocked by the Coppercoat, we can sacrifice. So we get our value. We get a little 1/1 servo. Yes, that's exactly it. All right. Looking good. Well, Zahir doesn't really synergize too well with Sephiroth, as like it cannot, you know, make a flip happen. But, oh wow, okay. Sephiroth in general is just good value anyways, so you don't even care too much about the flip. I do wonder if I need to get rid of Avenger of the Fallen first, though. It all depends, like, how scared are we of this card? I don't think we're too scared. Also, the ward cost? It depends what they're doing. I think I want to set up Sephiroth here first. And maybe we can work our way towards a flip at some point. So I'm going to sacrifice this servo. We're going to go up in speed. Okay, so Zahir is online. So now anytime we sacrifice or something dies, a non-token creature dies, we create a 2/2 zombie. So hopefully we put ourselves in like a spot where we flip Sephiroth next turn. Or not, I guess, because we could have gotten there. If we did like sacrifice something to Zahir, Annihilating Glare would have been 2 sacrifices and an attack with Sephiroth. That would have done it. But okay, I'm just gonna actually let this happen so I can get those map tokens. Or I could surveil, but I think I want the map tokens here. They're still valuable. Annihilating Glare says sacrifice an artifact, so you could sacrifice a map to get rid of something as well. Alright, well there goes Annihilating Glare, but you get the point. You get the point. Okay. What a fun match. An Orzhov, like, mirror? This is really cool. Yeah, there's nothing in there. They're just gonna hit me for 3, which... that's fine. Okay. Let's see. I want to set up a counter on Zahir, maybe? Yes, that's fine. So one of the cool things is that Zahir should also allow us to, like, manipulate Bob a bit. Because obviously, like, Bob, you know, you're gonna lose some life. Then again, there's, like, fantastic life gain potential in this deck list anyways. With Sephiroth, with Blood Witch, with Ashlizzlle Core, and the deck is super cheap in, like, value, so... Dark Confidant hopefully doesn't hurt you too much. I'm wondering if I want to sacrifice something here. No, I don't. Okay, we're good, we're good. We're good. What are we up against, though? Like, Orzhov humans, I think, maybe? Is like, that's kind of the only reason why I play Coppercoat Vanguard. Humans mobilize? What if they're in a Sephiroth mirror? That'd be crazy. It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. I don't really feel like changing anything around. I mean, they know we are sacrificed. There's a shot that they could go in with, like, you know, Rest in Pieces or Ghost Vacuum. So if I board in Cathar Commando, I kind of, like, protect myself. This could be worth it. That probably should be something that we are doing. I could see myself... let's see. Maybe we can go lower on, like, a Forsaken Miner. And, I don't want to go lower on Bob. Card Defense is just great. It's just always, like, in this deck, so many things work together so nicely. Sideboarding always gets a little bit tricky. I like Card Advantage, too, if it happens to be mid-range mirror, which I think we are, so I don't want to go lower on that. Maybe some Blood Witches? It's hard, you know, like, it's hard. All the cards are so good. I like the Death Touch more, though. So if something's gotta give, maybe I'll do, like, a Nesting Bot, too. Alright, we'll try it out like this. I don't think we need to go crazy. I could also board an Enduring Innocence if I'm really thinking to have a lot of interaction, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I just concede. Alright, sure. Maybe we were in a mirror and, like, we were just better. Cool. Alright, here we go. Double Gorehound. Keep. Probably one of our absolute, like, best starts in the deck list. Being able to surveil to anything we might ever need is exactly where it's at. Let's get this started. Gorehound, Forsaken Miner. Unless you want to do Dark Confidant and you want to get that started, you could also do that. We'll see what's the best here. This could be Yuna? Absent Yuna. I kind of actually am missing, like, a black mana to be able to go crazy with the Gorehounds here. I'm going to set a Bob. Dark Confidant. Yes, I need that. Thank you. And also, the manipulation with the Gorehounds and a Confidant is great. You know? You don't really have to take a whole lot of damage if you know what's on top. Then again, this whole list is super cheap, so the most you take with Bob on average is like 1 or 2, I would say, since that's nearly everything in a deck, and then lands. But yeah, being able to manipulate our draws is really nice. Yeah, we do have to be careful of board wipes and all that, but... Best we're gonna do now, we need to find... Yeah, we need to make our way over to Raise the Past, which I do have a swamp here. So that is guaranteed to raise. Then again, I would like to fill up my graveyard some more, though. I'm getting a lot of surveils. But is that greedy? Yes. Alright, let's just make sure that we hit that 4th land drop, and then we can start cooking. Might as well put a Forsaken Miner in play here. Just a little bit more pressure. I know what I'm keeping on top. Okay. Dark Confidant can get that for us. Yeah, it looks like Absent Yuna so far with the Fenrir. Oh, I love that deck though. So great. Okay, we got a land. Time to go crazy now. First of all, start off with a swing. Get these guys going. Both got Menace, so they're not blocking that. If you want to block the Forsaken Miner, be my guest. I don't think they should. Gorehound. Boom, boom. Another one. I mean, everything's just going to go into the graveyard now because we really want to get that, like, huge Race the Past moment. Alright, 3 more surveils. That's a land. Ellis can go in there. Another Ellis, that's fine. Kind of looking for a sacrifice outlet one way or another. That would be really nice. Bartholomew, Zehur. I'd take Sephiroth too, you know? Okay. That's fine. We could also just swing with everything and then bring everything back out, right? Like, there's a Gorehound in there, too. Leyline. Is that going to go after Bob? I mean, yeah, let's go after Bob, right? Dark Confidant. Exiled. Alright, let's go, team. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Yeah. Let's show them what we're made of. Swing with everything. Totally not suspicious. What could I have? They were careful. I'm gonna race fast. Hey. These triggers. We're just casually putting 22 triggers on the stack. Don't mind us. Don't mind us. Okay. This is like, I don't know what we're working towards, but most things will just find its way into the graveyard because we're gonna bring everything back out with another Race of Past. Oh, Sephiroth. I mean, I'd like to. Sephiroth is like the only creature in here that cannot be brought back with Race of Past, but, you know, that's alright. Just looking for, like, a bomb turn here. Bartholomew! Exactly. And that can go in there, too. And that can go in there as well. You know, I'm gonna keep Sephiroth on top. I would like to see Sephiroth be part of the success story. We'll see what happens here, though. Beans? I think the best, like, if they do Beans Yuna, we still win. Like, the value that this Race of Pass is going to provide for us, like, they just cannot beat. Even if they have 3 Beanstalks, like, the game should be closed out. Yeah, they know. They know. Cool. So, we're against Yuna. Yuna, they're gonna have Ghost Vacuums to try and hate on our graveyard. I'm kind of thinking that I could go in with Dusk Rose Reliquaries, Cathar Commandos. Might need a Kuzzle Flanker myself as well to try and exile their graveyard, which is another, like, important piece of the puzzle here. Because they're gonna go crazy. Crazy. Just gotta go lower on some, like, thingies here. So I have a Ghost Vacuum, I got a Kutzil Flanker, I have some interaction. I could go in with the rest too. But a lot of their things are, like, creatures still, so it's not the most efficient. It would only kind of be worth it to get rid of that Graveyard Hate, but we have answers for that in the Cathar Commandos anyways. Maybe I'll give him a 61 special with a Ghost Vacuum, an additional one. Or just another Annihilating Glare, that's also never bad. You know what, I'm gonna go 61 special. No, we're gonna keep like this. Let's be responsible here. Let's do our sideboarding right.